Okay, now let's get a little bit more into depth on the entire India-UAE relationship. Why is it so important? Well, let's remember, just last year, 2023, the India-Middle East Economic Corridor was announced. Now, of course, some questions around it after all that's happened in Israel and the war that is taking place not very far from here. But still, that is eventually going to become a really important corridor, revitalizing ancient trading rules and tying India together with the Middle East. Now, UAE is also joining BRICS. It joined the BRICS on the 1st of January this year, and India-UAE Comprehensive Economic Partnership has been signed just last year. Remember, it's a very strong ties are already there. UAE is India's third largest trading partner, by the way, behind USA and China. A high trade volume, $84 billion. Indian exports are rising. So this is a relationship that has got some legs. To get a sense of what the UAE believes and UAE feels about this, let's now talk to Mohammad Baharoon, the DG, Dubai Public Policy Research Center. Thank you so much, Mr. Baharoon, for joining us. You know, we are seeing Sheikh Zayed is there for the vibrant Gujarat. There's this road show happening. There seems to be a lot of buzz and excitement around relation between India and the UAE. Where does India stand in the UAE's worldview right now, according to you? How important is India?
Well, good morning to you. I think beyond the buzz right now, this is a historical relationship. It goes way beyond even the inception of the UAE as a United Arab Emirates. The region and India has always been connected. And I think the major question when people started to think about post-oil economy is that what would we used to do before oil? And we used to trade, and India was one major trade partner for us. I think we're building up on that history. We're expanding it. And I think it's at the heart of what I call the UAE connectivity agenda. And I think
actually a really interesting point you make, that for the UAE and that actually helps us understand why the changes are happening even in West Asia, because it will be a post-oil era. And you're saying you don't have to discover history again. You have to rediscover what was once the case. These areas in India were intertwined like this once upon a time and trading very closely together. So that's what you're trying to rebuild now.
Exactly. Not only rebuild, but also multiply by 10 maybe or 20. And that's the idea of expanding those networks of connectivity, be it trade, energy, people, information, innovation, money. And I think that is why the UAE is very keen on expanding those relationships.
There also seems to be a move towards, from a political point of view, of course, there's a close strategic tie-up now between the UAE and India. But even culturally, the opening up, the fact that one of the largest Hindu temples anywhere, in Asia is coming up right here in Abu Dhabi, those are also signals of change, I would say.
I think they're values of change rather than just signals. I mean, the idea of tolerance and respect to other cultures, other religions is, crucial if you want to have a multi-networked world order. You cannot have a multi-network, you cannot have a connectivity agenda if you're going to use your own prejudice, be it religious, ethnic, or whatever, in judging your relationship. So that opening up is very important. And I think it's very important to the UAE. It's very important to India. It's important to China. It's important to the US and to Europe.
Are these signals of this change that we are talking about, which obviously does affect India's worldview also, as India looks at its neighbors, suddenly this opening up to West Asia becomes very, very important. Are these signals something that's coming right from the top, and does it have massive public support, and is this therefore going to be the agenda going forward?
I think if you look around you, you discover that this is something that people here in the UAE are living by. It's definitely something that is shared between the top and the bottom. It's the leadership, what they're doing, how they see things, what they're planning, but it's also the people. And I think this is, at least in our center, this is where we're trying to link foreign policy with public policy and see how can that be augmented. And I think that's the real secret where the UAE is successful.
All right, Mr. Baharoon, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.